So today, guys, we are going to be talking about something you guys should be doing on your character, especially if you're trying to get your expertise up. What I mean by that is what we're going to do is we're going to go to my inventory. We're going to head over to the expertise tab, and you can see I have 18 expertise. And obviously by now you guys know, once you guys get up into the 17, 18, 19 range, it gets a little bit tough, especially if you're a new or returning player and you weren't here for every season or you weren't here for the launch of expertise system. Well, there's something that you guys can do to hopefully speed that up. So as you guys start to get higher shade levels, I'll explain in a second, but first let's go into it. We do know for expertise, to raise your total expertise level, you need to level up items, right? So we have the gear brand sets. You can see I have almost all of them done. System corruption, which is a dark zone exclusive one, I only have at 0 at the moment on this account. For the brand sets, I have all of them except Yao. Yao's at 4 on this one, but I have all of the other ones. You can see they have no number. That means that they're done. And then we keep going up, and then you'll notice we have the skills. The skills are going to be probably the ones that are the harder ones to get proficient, as you typically don't like using all these random skills. But I have been leveling them up little by little, and it's something that I am currently working on. As you can see, some of them are leveled up, some of them are fully proficient like this one. But again, the skills are the slower ones, and that's where you're going to want to use these points I'm talking about. You also have the named items, so that's going to be exotics and named items. Those are going to take a little bit harder to get leveled up if you guys haven't done those. So it's just hopefully getting them to drop, or putting using the item themselves, making a build with it, having the item on you. You guys know by now how to get your expertise up. And then again, you have your named items. Also, you have your specializations. That's why I recommend when you're leveling up, doing anything, you definitely want to make sure that you guys are swapping out your specializations. You can see I have the minigun proficient and I have the sharpshooter. I'm almost done with the flamethrower, and then we still have the survivalist, we have the gunner class, and then technician. So definitely have some work to do here, but this is something that you guys can definitely just slowly level up. I wouldn't recommend putting points in this. Now, if you guys are at that point where you're like, man, it's taking me a while, it's slowing down a lot, this is where we go back to our watch, right? So on this character, I'm 1,458. You guys do know, once you guys hit 1,000 shade level, these 4 sections are max. These are gonna take up 800 points on a new character. All the other points you have from that 1,458, right? That would be an additional 658 points that are gonna come here. Now, what can you do with those scavenging points? Well, you could do one or two things. Some people like buying e-credits, and then what they'll do is buy mods and then deconstruct them. I feel like that's a lot of clicking. Or you could just buy the printer filaments and then donate those. And what you do is you just click on this and boom. And then you could just do that. And that's typically what I do on my mule character. So this is an extra character that I use just to do this. And with the new update, it's actually a little bit quicker than you would think. So we have 9,000 on here. Let's go level up an item just so you guys can see. We're gonna go over to our expertise tab. We're gonna pick, I think I'm gonna do skills, because skills for me are honestly the ones that take the longest. So we have the firefly. Let's do these two because I hardly won't ever use them. So what we're gonna do is go down here, you see where it says donation materials. So whether you're on PC like me or on PlayStation, Xbox, what you're gonna do is click whatever it says down here. And then you can pick these. Ideally, I wouldn't recommend using any of these because you use these for other items, but this is what you're gonna wanna use, right? So then you just tab, right? Until you fully max it out. And you can see we're starting to run through the printer filaments, and just keep doing that all the way till you get it proficient. And each one of these levels, right? There's 10 levels in one item. It's gonna add up to my total expertise. You're starting to see 44 now, right? We're gonna have 45 there we go, boom, and it's proficient. Now we're 45 out of 140. We still have 6,900. And then we can do this one and do the same thing. You can just go donate materials, click on here, and you could just keep doing that same thing. Now, I personally would do it on items that you typically don't use or maybe you don't have. Definitely will help you out. Skills are one that's gonna take a while. So if you are looking at doing this, this is actually a great way for you to get items proficient. And all you have to do is keep donating that. If you want to donate your other materials, you can. I just say I wouldn't, but yeah, boom. And there we go, 55 out of almost 10 levels right there. And we're now Now we're completely done. Now, what else you can do is if there's a particular weapon that you didn't get, like a really one that typically a lot of people don't have, one of the pre-orders, the Lullaby, this is another one right here. So again, those are items that you typically might not get. Say you don't have the Eagle Bearer, but you want to get it proficient. That could be, you could still get it proficient by donating those materials. So that is something for you guys to keep in mind when you're doing those. And all you can do is once you finish this, you can just go back to the menu, right? You can go back to the menu, you can log out, boom, and then you can delete the character. I'm not gonna delete it for you, but this is all you have to do. You just delete it and you repeat the process. Now, a really cool trick, a way you guys can do it is, you can see right here, boom, new agent. All you have to do is go over here to the new agent area, create a new agent, which most of you guys should have, right? If you have the warlords, you can skip straight here. If you have the main campaign, you can start here. Now you do have to do the very beginning part, but there is a boost that you can use to go from level 1 to level 30 if you don't have warlords in New York. There is a boost for that. So it's really up to you if you want to do that. So the fastest way I've done my account, which took me about 3 hours, could have been about 2 hours, is I did the prologue, right, the very beginning of Warlords. Then I did one mission just so I could have like maybe a semi build. And then I did 2 missions actually, but then I went over to New York City and then I went to the dark zones. And that's what I did. I just farmed the dark zones. And if you guys seen this gameplay, that's what I was doing. I was farming the dark zones. It was leveling up. A lot of people from level 31 to 40 are doing the same thing, and you can just run through there and just farm each one. I would just hit up every single landmark. The landmarks are gonna be very good, especially if you do the hard ones, and they're super easy to do that. So that's the greatest thing about the DZ from level 31 to level 40. If you just don't worry about killing anybody, just go focus on hitting every single landmark, you'll be from 31 to 40. And I believe you could do that faster than doing what I did. But yeah, what I did personally is I did do that mission. I did 2 missions just to get a few, I think I was like 33. And then I went into the DZ, and that's when I started farming up, and it was a piece of cake. I find that the easiest way and a pretty fast way, especially if you're solo. Now, if you're in a group, you can just have 4 guys go to each area and boom, they can just power level you. But if you're solo, obviously a lot of you guys are gonna have to do it this route than the other route. But so if you guys haven't made an account and you guys are still trying to get an item proficient, don't forget, this is probably going to be the most effective way for you guys to do that. So highly recommend, if you haven't done it already, start grinding, start getting these printer filaments, and then start donating them. And then remember, you can do this on multiple accounts. Just delete the account, redo it, delete the account, redo it, delete the account. And yeah, it's a grind. And if you are bored of this, well, you could do this maybe one time, go do something else. Ideally, I would recommend doing it at higher shade watch levels. As you guys can see on my character, I'm only 1,458. It is better if you're at like 2,000, 2,500, but it still works because it's a lot easier to level from 31 to 40 now than it was before. So hopefully this helps you guys out. If you guys haven't already started working on your expertise, it's probably gonna be something you're gonna wanna do and start grinding. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, take it easy, everybody. Nothing but skills out.